you tell yourself you're working on yourself. You've bought the books, you've watched the videos, you've mapped out the perfect routine. But if you're being honest, not much has actually changed, has it? Here's the real, uncomfortable truth. Preparing lets you feel like you're doing something important without ever having to face the results. You can't fail if you never really start, right? But acting is risky. It means you could fail. You could be judged. This isn't about you being lazy. It's a psychological shield your brain puts up to keep you safe in the getting ready zone. So, this isn't going to be another explainer about finding your motivation or just trying harder. Nope. This is about taking apart the invisible mental traps that make taking action feel so dangerous. We're going to show you how to break out of that cycle for good and actually start building real momentum and real wealth. So what does this trap actually look like day to day? Well, the first step is to recognize this pattern, a universal cycle of failure that I bet you've been through more times than you can count. Does this look familiar? Yeah, I thought so. You kick off a new habit with this massive burst of energy. Week 1, you are an absolute machine. Week 2, the shine's worn off. It feels more like a grind. And then, week 3, it happens. You miss a workout, you eat the pizza, you scroll for 3 hours straight. The guilt hits you like a truck, and your brain just goes, well, you blew it. Might as well quit and start fresh on Monday. And that cycle, right there, is the trap.
So how in the world do you break it? Well, the first strategy is the opposite of what you'd expect. Instead of trying to change everything at once, you focus on one tiny habit.
There was this fantastic story from a Reddit user. After failing at resolutions for years, they made just one for the entire year. Journal for 5 minutes every single day. That's it. Not get in shape, not read 50 books, just write for 5 minutes. That was the only rule. And what happened next is explained by this really cool psychological principle called the Diderot effect. Basically, it's like when you buy one really nice new thing, say a fancy new chair, and suddenly all your old furniture looks kind of shabby, and you get this urge to upgrade everything else to match. It's the exact same thing with our habits. And this is that cascade in action. See, the simple act of journaling every day started to build a new identity. I'm the kind of person who does what I say I'm going to do. Pretty soon, it became painful to write in that journal, yeah, I just scrolled TikTok all day. So, to have something better to write about, they started reading books. And just like that, they became someone who reads. And for someone who reads and has discipline, well, skipping the gym just didn't feel right anymore. It felt inconsistent. One tiny habit triggered a complete avalanche of positive change. Okay, this brings us to the second big idea. Real, lasting discipline has almost nothing to do with how much willpower you have. It's all about designing smart systems that make good choices pretty much automatic. You see, our brains are hardwired with something called present bias. We are literally built to value the reward we can get right now, like that cookie, way more than some bigger reward in the distant future, like being healthy a year from now. Trying to fight this with pure willpower is like trying to swim up a waterfall. Eventually, you're going to be tired, and you're going to lose. This quote from a successful investor just nails it. Professionals don't sit around waiting to feel motivated. They don't rely on feelings. They build a system, and then they just execute the plan. The decision is already made. It's not up for debate each day. So the key is this. You build systems to beat your own brain's laziness. You automate your savings transfers so the money is gone before you're even tempted to spend it. You use app blockers during work hours. You lay out your gym clothes the night before so there's zero friction in the morning. You make one decision, the decision to create the system, so you don't have to make 100 tiny willpower-draining decisions every single day. All right, let's get to our third and final idea. And this one is about how you deal with failure. Because, let's be real, you are going to slip up. The secret is not letting one small mistake blow up your entire mission. So why do we quit so easily after one screw up? It's because of another one of these brain glitches. Loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing something, like your perfect 20-day streak, is about twice as powerful as the pleasure you got from gaining it. So when you break that chain, it feels so bad, so catastrophic, that your brain just screams, forget it, burn it all down, and start over later. This is where you have to make a huge mental shift, from all-or-nothing perfectionism to just relentless consistency. A slip-up doesn't mean you failed. It's just data. You don't restart from day one. You just follow the 2-day rule. Never, ever miss the same habit twice in a row. A bad day isn't a total loss. It's a survival day where you just do the absolute bare minimum to keep the chain alive. This is how you kill the guilt spiral and keep your momentum going. Okay, so let's tie this all together. The goal isn't to become some kind of disciplined superhero through sheer force of will. No. The goal is to build a machine. That same Reddit user, thinking about all their failed attempts, asked this killer question. The pressures of life, the bills, the stress, that stuff was there before you started, and it'll be there in 90 days. That's not going to change. The only thing you can control is you. Will you be different?
And here it is. This is the single most important thing to get. The goal is not to feel motivated. The goal is to build a system so effective, so automated, that your progress becomes boring. It's not dramatic, it's not exciting, it just happens day after day, because that's what the machine you built is designed to do. That is how you make taking action finally feel safe.
So here is your first move, your only move for right now. Don't try to fix your whole life. Pick one habit, just one. And make it so small it feels stupid, like you can't possibly fail. 5 minutes of journaling, saving $1, doing one push-up. Make that tiny thing non-negotiable. Do it every day, no matter what. And then just get out of the way and let the cascade begin.